So hello everyone. So we have three students of data analytics course of TISS Mumbai, and they are here to present you a presentation. But before that, they will also tell you about the course, about the examination, which is TISSNET examination, and what is the process of selection for data course at TISS. What is the next round after you qualify the TISSNET? So the first one, Muskan, you can go on. You can introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Muskan, and as you all know, I am doing my master's in data analytics from Tata Institute. I would like to very specifically mention that I have done my bachelor's in business administration. In class 12th, I have a commerce background. So I'm a non-science, non-technical person who's doing a course like data analytics here. So I'm from Dehradun, Uttarakhand. And yeah, that's it about me, and more on the non-technical person taking this course up later. So Harsh, please take over.
Yeah, Harsh, go on.
Hello everyone, I'm Harsh. I'm from Maharashtra. I have done my mechanical engineering in 2021. After that, I took a year gap for preparation of other MBA related exams and TISSNET and other exams. I got selected. I'm doing here Masters in Analytics, and I am from a technical background.
So this is Lochana. I'm from Rajahmundry, Andhra Pradesh, and when it comes to my academic background, I have done my PCM in my 11th and 12th. I have completed my graduation at Kriya University with a major in computer science, minor in chemistry, and a concentration in math. And as you all might know, I am currently pursuing my master's at TISS in the domain of data analytics.
What is data analytics basically, and from where you first came to know about this course or data science? Yeah, Muskan, if you want to speak something about it.
Yes, I got to know, actually it is a buzzword. It has been for a very long time now. So I came to know about it and that the sector is booming. And but it always seemed like a distant dream, provided most master courses in data analytics require you to have your bachelor's in some sort of a technical background. But then I was very keenly interested to be a part of TISS, and that's when I was going through the website. I got to know about it, but I got to know the in-depth details of the course through Sir, and a similar, not the session exactly happened last year, but he gave a lot of details and connected us to some seniors. So that's how I got to know about it. So I got to know that this is a course which is open to everyone, no matter their background. And yeah, and more is available on the TISS website. So I went through the syllabus and everything, and that's how I got to know about it.
So I actually was searching for all the kinds of analytics related programs. Some of them were, one of them was from IIM Bangalore. One of them was from IIM Calcutta. So I wanted to do specifically MBA or my master's into data analytics, or some online kind of course, which is 1 or 2 year program into data analytics. And at that time, I was preparing for all the MBA related exams also. And I gave TISSNET. And when I was filling the form, I got to know that there is also the option of, there is also a master's program of analytics. So along with HR, I applied for analytics, and I luckily cleared a cutoff for both of them. And after that, I gave the interview and I got selected into analytics.
I think my story aligns with both Muskan and Harsh. My father is the first one to know about Tata Institute of Social Sciences, and having done my bachelor's in computer science, right? I was considering a lot of options to pursue my master's and in which domain. And then we understood that despite being a brand for social sciences, it also offered a technical course, or rather a mix of both MA or MSc data analytics, and that's how I ended up here.
Okay, so the next question is the course only for technical students? So it is not, it is, anybody can join. Now, what is the eligibility? Is there any criteria for joining this course? What is, I think, basic, you can tell me and tell us, and also tell us this pattern of test examination.
So yeah, I mean, there is no such eligibility criteria. You need to have your bachelor's, but the field, it's not supposed to be something. You can be from a commerce background, economics background, literature background, and you can still be here. It's all up to you. And the test pattern it's the same across all courses. So for TISSNET, I mean, it's the same. GK having the most weightage, and then English and quant, which involves LRDI also.
So basically, TISSNET is a common test which happens for all the courses at TISS. It has 100 questions, no negative marks are there. 40 are from GK and 30 each from quant and English. Okay. The quant and English, I would say, is not very tough as compared to CAT and other examination because they provide a level playing field for all. And coming to GK, it is somewhat on the higher level because the GK they ask is slightly different from whatever GK is asked in other examinations. Now, after you qualify, I think the cutoff will be on the higher side. That is, the third highest cutoff is for data analyst. And after that, it will depend whether the question is easy or hard. Suppose last year the question was a bit tough, and that is why the cutoff was a bit low. It might happen that next year the question might be easy, the cutoff will be higher. Okay. So always try to score high because that is going to help you in the next round also. Whatever you score in TISSNET is going to help you in the next round also. Now, after completion of first round, what happens in second round? Lochana, can you tell? And then Harsh.
Yeah,
also.
so as Saura said, I think TISSNET has 50% of your weightage, and extempore has 30% of your weightage, and interview has 20% of your weightage. So extempore, I think they'll broadly ask questions related to data analytics. For example, I was asked to speak for like 5 minutes on a topic on data visualization and how it plays a crucial role in companies or industries. That is with regard to the extempore. And when it comes to the interview, I don't think the panelists follow any pattern. But if I have to answer, then I think it would be a combination of your academic background. Let's say, for example, I was from a computer science background, right? So I was asked questions on regression, classification models. I was asked questions on graph theory, and I was asked questions on statistics and stuff like that. And if at all, all the people who are talking here are freshers, but if at all you do have work experience, then you can expect questions that is related to the work or field that you have been. So this is my take on the interview and the extempore. And Harsh, if you have anything to add on.
So my topic was also the same as Lochana, was related to data visualization. And there are some 8 to 10 number of topics which are repeated many of the times in the extempore, like data is the new oil. Other than that, how data can be used to fulfill the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So there are some specific 8 to 10 number of topics that Pratik sir will obviously give to every one of you while preparing. So they are most of the times repeated in the extempore. And it is a 3-minute kind of thing where you have to speak on the spot on that thing. And after that, there is an interview, which is based on your DAF, which is detailed application form. And whatever we mentioned, the questions are asked based on that only. So I mentioned about mathematics and statistics that I knew. So they directly asked me about how mathematics, there were some questions which were related to linear algebra, specifically matrices and determinants, and what actually they mean in the real life. For example, what matrices are, means how we can express it to a person who is a non-technical person. So like these questions were asked related to statistics. I was asked related to what are different kinds of distribution and different types of graphs and mean median mode. When we are going to use which one? These were the questions.
And it is also reflected in TISSNET examination. Every TISSNET examination will have few questions from statistic, some basic of it. Okay, so that has increased in number when this course has been introduced. Now there is a question: how crucial is the knowledge of Python or coding for the course? So Lochana, you are computer science graduate, so you can start, then I will come to Muskan, who is non-technical. Yeah, go on.
Okay. So if you want to pursue your master's in data analytics, I think visualization platforms and coding platforms do play an important role. But if at all you haven't dealt with those before, I think there is nothing to worry about, because courses are taught as a part of your curriculum, where everybody, as professor, as sir has said, there'll be a level playing field. And if at all you have doubts with regard to any technical concepts, I think you can book office hours with your professors. I think that's how you can clear your doubts. But I think more than me, Muskan would be very appropriate, because she's not from non-technical background.
Yes, sir. So yeah, I mean, it does not form an eligibility barrier for you in any way. They don't require you to know anything about Python or data visualization tools or other softwares, but it'll definitely be a part of your curriculum. So if at all you have any basic knowledge about it, even before your course, takes off, it's good for you. And especially being a fresher, I mean, I was not I was not even introduced to coding earlier. And I got introduced to the entire world of coding and softwares here itself. So yes, you have to cope with it. But if in case you have time, if in case you know that this is where you want to go, and even if you have a month or so at hand, please do some research. Use the resources available on YouTube or other, places that you know of. But it's always good if you know at least something about it, but not that will hinder your interview or your extempore in any way. For me, my extempore topic, I remember, was data is detrimental for jobs. And luckily I had practiced, various topics with along the same line, so I was able to tackle it. And the interview part, I remember I was asked what all am I familiar with, which is related to the field of analytics. And I said, I know the basics of statistics, and that would be it. But it did not, lead to a negative sort of output for me, because they realized that I'm not from a technical background, and they took the interview it did not make me nervous. So the panel itself is also very understanding. They want to know your intentions. So you have to be clear with it. My questions were around sustainability, how analytics affects sustainability. That's a big part. And I think an institution like TISS, they require you to know the technical part of it, but they also want you to be socially aware and sensitive. So you, while preparing for it, do make sure that you read how analytics has an impact on the social sciences field. That was it for me, and some questions about statistics and a little about my bachelor's. So coming back to the main point, Python, it's okay if you don't know about it. You'll get to know about it here, but do remember that it's no spoon feeding happens here. And especially, I mean, you're doing your master's, so it won't. So it's always better to be prepared.
Yeah. So there is one doubt again. The same doubt is there, that suppose I'm giving some preference, can I change the preference after the TISSNET? No, you cannot. Okay, this is, I'm repeating the same question, the same answer, that whatever options, the first, second, third, you will have 3 choices. You can make 3 choices. Whatever you do, you are not allowed to change that. Okay. Now, so what sort of field work or internship do we have in the course?
Total number of fieldworks or internships are like this. After the first semester, we have one fieldwork, which is of 1 month, which is provided by the college. After that, we have a summer internship of 2 months. That is after the second semester get ended. And after that, we have a winter internship after the third semester. These are the three numbers of internship we have in our program. And the companies I would be discussing in the presentation that would be much more.
Mhm. So we have a presentation at just after the questions will get over. We have a presentation where you will come to know what is the average package and what was the placement report, all of that, and lot many questions of yours will get answered there also. Now this next question is, what is the course fee?
For our batch, it was 6.5 lakh for the 2 years of total period, and it was for each semester it was around 1.6 lakh per semester kind of thing, and now it is going to increase for the next upcoming batch. It may get up to 6.85 lakhs for the 2 years.
But still it is way low compared to the similar courses elsewhere. Okay.
Yes, if we compare it with the ODCL course, which is present in the TISS, being a self-financed course, it is much lesser than the ODCL one, which is almost 8 or 8 point, more than 8 lakhs. And it is even much lesser than the IIMs that we see.
Okay.
Also, I just want to add on to what Harsh has said. Along with that, just because it's a self-finance course, students will not be provided a hostel. You will not be provided with any type of financial aid, no matter which financial background you belong to. So I think this is like the we are at an unfortunate situation where we'll not be able to be on the campus. So you have to search for a flat or be outside.
Should I address this question, the first one, till the
Yeah,
time Harsh gets back? So there's this person who's saying that they have a 3 years work ex in non-technical profile. What would you suggest to develop apart from Python before joining the course? So as I've mentioned clearly, that it's not a part of the eligibility criteria. So it's okay if you don't know nothing, because I knew nothing. No coding, no knowledge of softwares or anything. But the softwares that we use are Python and Tableau, and we'll be working with Power BI and SQL in the future. So, I mean, we'll get the in-depth knowledge through the course and how to apply it and everything. But I mean, yes, if you want to start somewhere, now that you've made your mind that you want to enter the field of analytics, it'd be great if you can have a little knowledge about Python, and then, I mean, obviously, if you have time, then other softwares as well. But it's okay. You get everything that you need here in the course.
Okay, Harsh is back, I think. So Harsh, you can start now.
I'll start.
Yeah.
So this is just a basic introduction of what data analytics is. There's analyzing raw data to make conclusion about the information in just one line. If we would say there is a huge amount of data which has been created every day. So this is the problem all the industries are facing. It is not just limited to computer science or IT, but even to marketing, operations or finance. There is a huge amount of data which is being generated every day. So there is a very much need of the people who are highly specialized into this, who know how to clean this data, how to visualize this data, how to use this data to predict some future kind of happening which is going to happen. So main things in data analytics are descriptive analytics, diagnostic, and predictive, and prescriptive. So descriptive is just what has happened, and diagnostic talks about why something has happened, and predictive is what is going to happen, and prescriptive is about what should be done next. So we were talking about the eligibility, that anyone can apply in a 3-year degree program, should have passed in all the subjects for whatever the semesters, and candidates studying in 4-year degree programs should have passed in all the subjects from 1st to 6th semester. Okay. And candidates who will successfully complete in all respects all the requirements of their semester. This I have just taken from the website of TISS. There are much more eligibility criteria that you can go to the website and then see these things. I've just taken the important points. So our course curriculum for the first and second semester is like this. So there are some foundational courses which are related to social sciences. So being a social science institute, there are some subjects we need to study which are related to social sciences. We have mathematics, statistics, tools for data analysis and visualization. Tools are like Muskan mentioned, where Tableau, Python, and R. Introduction to computational tools, dissertation stage 1, which is actually moved to the semester 2 now, which is a kind of research which we have to do. Field work, which we just did a month ago, and many of us are still doing it in the first semester. After that, this is a semester 2, which has data science and database. We are yet to do all these things, multivariate analysis, and there are some optional courses like financial analysis, HR analytics, analytics in sustainable development, and digital marketing. So there are also third and fourth semester, but they are present on the website. I would go to the website and then show you about it later. So this is the evaluation which is done. It is, we have group assignments, individual, we have projects, we have a viva at the end of every semester. There are some quizzes which are related to, which are based on multiple choice questions, and end term examination, and there are group presentations. There is a dissertation, which is a kind of research which goes on for second, third, and fourth semester. You can see there are different stages of dissertation, 1, 2, 3, and starts from the concept, proposal, synopsis, and final thesis. It is the objectives are to enable students to develop a critical thinking process and provide exposure to how knowledge is produced. It is very much research kind of thing. It goes on for 2 years. So what are the reasons for doing MA in analytics from TISS? So the reasons are very much specific, like this course is made for actually designed for sustainable development goals, and much more related to modeling the economy, business, organization, society, and environment. And it is very much related to policy analytics and technological aspects of analytics.
We are like third batch of data analytics. So this is the information about the very first batch of data analytics. So the highest package then was 24 MPA, and as you can see, that's how the top 50 average and median.
Data can be presented in various ways. So most of the institute, they will tell you about average package. But here you can see a better picture. You have the average package, which is 14.5 lakh per annum. Apart from that, there is highest package, which is 24 lakh per annum. And also the top 50% people, they have got 17.2 lakh per annum. And the median, what is median package? The mid value is 14 lakh per annum. So here you can see a detailed analysis of how the placement is. So basically this year also, they are going to do better. And as this course will get established with time, the placement scenario will only improve. Also getting placed in various roles. So there are different roles. You might be knowing about SaaS. SaaS is basically software as a service for 14% people, and then operations 8%, and IT and ITES is 7%, and direct consultancy is 43%, and engineering and manufacturing has 28%. And below there are companies. And then Harsh, can you move to next?
Yes. So
Yeah.
these are the full-time roles that are being offered by these different companies. For the first batch, which was just passed out in 2022. So these are the batch statistics of the first batch, which got just passed out in 2022. The total number of batch strength at that time was 22. Now it has increased to 44. Sorry, 34. Here we can see the number of freshers and the work-ex. The types of roles that were offered were 12 were working as a data analyst, 3 as a data scientist or consultant, and other managerial roles, project manager, developer, and process lead. So here are the examples of the students who were from a non-technical background. You can see that he got placed into Deloitte. He was from economics. There is a person from sociology. He got placed into Sutherland, which is a very good bank, and it is a very good place to work. Another was who got placed into UPL. He did his BCom honors. So this is the interface with the industry and the workshops. Sessions which were related to the introduction to matrix and computation. It was taken by Dr. Pranjal, who is from University of Oxford. So these are the kinds of workshops that are taking place in our TISS. There are also some data visualization workshops which are going on for 2 to 3 days. There are some marathon kind of classes we have, which go on from 9 to 5 for 3 or 4 days continuously, because the experts come from many distant places. And
so now we'll take the questions. You can read the questions. So there is a question which is, can a BA English Literature Honors student be eligible to apply for the course? Yes, you are eligible, I think. Okay. What is the placement scenario in the Masters of Data Analytics program? So we have just discussed what is the placement scenario. And what is the curriculum of the course? So the curriculum of the course was discussed by Harsh. Can students who have pursued humanities in undergraduate pursue the course? And are there such students in the class? Yes, there are.
yes,
Then
yes.
what is, okay, these are some of the questions which you have taken already. Then what kind of questions one can expect in the interview round? So is the interview a bit different? And if it is different, what sort of question can one?
I think it's very uncertain because I mean, the interview looked very different for all three of us. As I've mentioned already, it was a bit around my graduation. Then it moved on to my knowledge about analytics, what I perceive analytics to be, what I already know of it, which was just simple statistics then. So that's what I mentioned. They asked me a few questions about basic stats, and then how analytics can be applied to sustainability. And there was this particular question about how analytics can be used in policy making. And I mean, yeah, this was it. And you have to be sure of what you're saying, because I remember this one particular instance where I mean, one of the panelists, they asked me why I'm not doing this course from another institution and why not from the college that I did my bachelor's from. So he took a second, he excused himself from the interview. He did a research about my college where I did my bachelor's from. And then he came back with this question that even when my college is offering the same program, why I'm not taking it up. So I told him that there is a certain eligibility criteria there. They're restrictive to just technical students. So that was my answer. But just be sure of what you're saying and what you're putting on your DAF. That really has an impact.
Most of the questions are based on your DAF, which you write. It doesn't matter. You may not have that technical knowledge. You may not even have any knowledge of statistics or mathematics, but it gives you a add-on advantage if you have it. And it doesn't matter. It's actually totally it was related to your DAF. My interview was that only.
Also to add on, I think it will be advisable for you guys to have some current affairs related to data analytics as well. I think this is something that's asked one of the students also, like what is the largest database in India? So this is a combination of current affairs as well as data analytics, right? So I think questions like these can also be popped up. So
the better question will be, what is the scope of data science or data analytics? So I believe it is a new stream altogether. This data driven world, which we say, today is a very new world which has emerged in past decade, I would say. And that is why the role will keep on evolving as our life will become more dependent upon data and what are all the insight we can derive from it to predict the future. Okay, before nobody had that much data with them. So the analysis and getting to know some insight was very difficult. But today we have the access to those, that amount of data, which is called big data, because of data centers. Okay, so we have all of that, and we can do analysis and we can learn. So how TISS is different from any other course, data course, similar data course? Anybody who can try?
I do not have a complete idea of how the data analytics course is designed in IIT Madras. But if I have to give a perspective of how data analytics is taught at Kriya, I think if I have to recall what our professor has discussed in one of our classes, he said that there are a lot of people out there who can come up with great algorithms, who can come up with I don't know, great visualizations, but there are very few people out there who can generate meaning from the data, who can generate, I don't know, who can understand the nuances of data. So I think this concentrates on the latter part where rather than on the technical part, it tries to build your, the way you infer data, what type of conclusions can you make from that data and how the company or the industry can benefit from it. So I think that is, I think, something that I was impressed by. And in addition, I think, I don't know about how the internships or field works happen in IIT Madras data analytics course, but as Harsh has said, we have field work and internship at the end of every semester. So you will have a lot of exposure, industry exposure, and I think a few of the internships that you do can convert into PPO as well. So that is with regard.
Okay, so what basically Lochana is saying is that it is not mechanical teaching, rather it is impactful teaching. Whatever you study, there should be a positive impact upon society. You will have to identify the problems faced by society and use data science as a solution for those problems, rather than just coding and doing algorithms. Do they ask about other course we have selected in the interview?
I gave the interview for both HR as well as analytics. I was never asked about what other course I did apply for it, but I used it as a weapon for my interview. For example, I was talking about HR analytics into the HR, just to specify that I knew some of things which were related to analytics before. Some things were related to linear algebra. Something I knew about Python.
When Harsh came to me, he told me that he is more interested in data analytics. You told me that you are more serious about this thing.
Yes.
Okay, and that is why when you wrote your DAF also, there also some element was there, and when you gave your interview also, as you are saying that there also you put that how analytics can be useful in HR thing.
Yeah. So at least in my case, when I have appeared for the data analytics course, my third preference was policy and governance, and they were like, Lochana, one is technical and one is non-technical, so they might ask questions like that. And Kumari, as you also mentioned, you want to choose ODCL analytics, which might be very different, but if at all you are able to provide a proper rationale with regard to why you chose those courses to the panelists, despite the courses being very different, I don't think it should be a problem. But have a convince yourself with regard to why you chose it, and maybe give some proper reasoning or rationale to the panelists so that they'll be convinced with your answer.
Now I will go to a different question. This question is about campus. How is the campus? How is the classroom? And what are the resources, library and stuff? So how is the campus? Anybody? Lochana can start, then Muskan can come, and then Harsh.
So I'll just talk about my classroom. Maybe Muskan, you can go about talk about the campus. When it comes to the classroom, I think it's just 34 members, so it's small, closely knit. Uh, we have students coming from different academic backgrounds. So what happens is each student ends up bringing a different expertise or skill to the table. And you not only learn a lot from the faculty members, but you learn a lot from your peers as well. So that is about the classroom. And Muskan, over to you with regard to campus.
Yeah. So the campus is beautiful. I mean, it's green, and I think the whole idea behind the how they've designed the campus and how they talk about it even now is that you need to know how to live in harmony with the nature, and it actually feels like that. So you'll find cats and dogs and little pets everywhere, and it's, I think it also represents TISS in its true essence. I mean, it's a social sciences college, and there's immaculate diversity. So it's not just saying diversity for the sake of it, you'll actually experience it. And I think it's very important. It is a pure learning experience. So your master's, it's not just about, you know, your technical skills or the job. It's also the kind of people you interact with. And I think TISS has, I mean, I was impressed when I came here. I was actually taken aback because you find people from all backgrounds, all regions, all ethnicities, all sexual orientations, everyone. And you find people actually talking about it, debating about it, and with the least amount of awkwardness. So yeah, I mean, the campus is beautiful. It's very open. So you like it
Mhm.
for sure.
We have a big library. It has many different kinds of books which are related to technical backgrounds, are related to sociology, which are related to politics. So the library, which is related to all the social science background, is very diverse. We have um, a whole building for a library, which is almost 5 to 6 floor library in this, and very good facility is there for it. It may be related to newspapers, it may be related to other business related magazines. That is also provided. And along with that, I would like to add to what the kind of batch we have. We have people from who are freshers to the people who are have worked for 5 to 6 years in some Infosys. One of them who has worked in Reliance, he's one of my good friend, Sumit. He is having a 10-year work ex. So I was initially very surprised. Means we have many different kinds of people, and the experience is very nice, where we get to learn from those people. The kind of approach they have to a problem we solve is very much different. So it's very enlightening kind of experience. So it's not just a data science program, it's actually a MBA kind of thing where we have people from different kinds of background as well as work ex.
It was a good insight that people of different age group are there in your course. Okay, new classroom. We'll end the discussion by your experience with us.
So it was a great experience. First of all, um, I remember there was no. It was also difficult to manage. It seemed very chaotic in the beginning. How do you go about it, the pattern and everything, and it's slightly different from other B school exams. So I came to know about it from YouTube, I guess, and then I contacted Sir. And it's, I mean, when you compare this institution, this entity with others, you this I genuinely feel that the other entities don't put in that much effort. I mean, it seems like um, a very monetary relationship that you have there, and it's not that the other person there or the, the teachers there actually put in the effort to actually guide you at an individual level. I mean, it's mostly they pass on PDFs, they pass on exercises, and that would be it. But I think it was different here. I mean, I remember Sir was willing to take, we at least had 2 classes a day, a morning Hindu session, and then followed by a class in the evening. And at times there were 3 classes every day. And as we neared the TISSNET examination date, there were frequent classes. And he would take as many sessions as you asked him to. You can discuss the doubts and everything. So I think that it got very he got very involved with you, and that was the USP. And of course, I mean, when you compare it with other entities, they're so very expensive to afford to begin with. I mean, it seems like a scare when you see that, oh my God, you're supposed to pay this much. And then you read other people's opinions on Quora or Facebook, and people are ranting about how difficult it was for them, even after paying the amount. It was so difficult to get the work out of them. So I think it was on every front, it was so great, and of course enlightening. So thank you so much, sir.
Okay, so I have taken the decision to apply for data analytics at the end of December or something like that, or at the end of November. And then as Muskan, I was going through a lot of websites which actually offer coaching for TISSNET, because I had zero knowledge about current affairs, because I have done my bachelor's in computer science. I have zero knowledge in current affairs, and I was speaking out because this current affairs has like the greater, like it I think the TISSNET is score is solely based on your GK. So I was speaking out, and then in YouTube only I have come across Sir's channel, and the prices were so affordable, and I messaged him. I asked sir, I want to start my preparation right now, do you think it's too late? Then he messaged me saying, no Lochana, I don't think it should be a problem. And he gave me the course details, I've paid the fee, and that's how I started my preparation. TISSNET, I think I've crossed the cutoff for TISSNET only based on Sir's score, because unfortunately my math score, though I am a computer science student, was very low, and I got a good score in GK as compared to mathematics and English. That is with regard to TISSNET, and even further rounds, right? I got the topics for my interview rounds as well, like extempore from professor itself. I mean, sir itself. I used to have like a 15 to 20-minute session every once in 3 weeks, where I used to practice my answers with sir, and he used to give me suggestions. Okay, Lochana, maybe you can do this, you can do that, and I think that helped me in my interview rounds as well. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Ignited.
I got to know about sir from a person who had actually taken the coaching and got into TISS analytics. He gave me about the information, and after that, the kind of sessions that we had, which were related to DAF, which were related to the OPIs and extemporaries, were very nice, because the DAF review that he gave was very specific, that this has to be removed. This is the kind of questions that would be asked to this particular thing you have mentioned. I have mentioned about railways. So he told me that related to, there was an internship I did, which was in carriage workshop. So he talked about how this word can be used to ask you questions related to that. So these kinds of specific things were very nice from him. I could not have got from any other person who means any other person who had done anything like that. And other than that, the kind of sessions that he had every day in the night, which was related to socio-economic things which were going on all around the world, were very nice, because that was going to help us in extempore. And the kind of personalized feedback he gave was very nice for the extempore rounds that we took. And he is a very personal person. Means he doesn't, he's not he doesn't market himself. The students are the only one who market for him. This is the last time I would say.
I think we had a great session, and thank you for taking your time and coming here and taking the doubts. Okay, so we'll stop the session here only. Okay, so thank you, Muskan, thank you, Lochana, and thank you, Harsh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. And all the very best for the people who have applied for
to all the aspirants. Hope you make it.
All the best.